In this video, it's another beautiful day in paradise. It's absolutely chucking it down, but I need to get my GSA fixed. The GSA I fell out of love with a bit. I'm here today in Pasta Picasso, which by now you will have seen, will hopefully have had an introduction. Maybe it won't, maybe it was the first glimpse. I have no idea. There's no planning with Hubnut. But yeah, that's a 509,000 mile Picasso that is temporarily joining the fleet to see how it goes. And seeing as the weather's inclement, Miss Daisy and Ellie can stay in here with Tuck and Myrtle up the back, and Bob of course. But yeah, let's see if we can revive Giselle. I know my last Giselle video was very miserable, and I'm very sorry about that. It turns out I was coming down with COVID and hadn't really realised it yet, and that really did knock the wind out of our sails completely. So I think I was maybe a little bit overreacting. It wasn't Giselle's fault she broke. I broke her by shorting out the alternator. So I'm going to get the alternator off. I'm going to pop up to Tim's. And Tim's first of all going to see if he can sort out a replacement or repair. But we'll see what happens. There aren't many places around here that repair alternators. So we're a bit stuck. I may have to stump up for a new one. But it's all hit my timeline quite severely. We've lost so much time over this. This car was meant to be going to my friend John. He was meant to be trying to sort the leak out and get her MOT ready. I'm not sure what's going to happen with that now. We'll just have to wait and see. But stage one, get alternator out. So I think the bonnet's already popped. But bear with me, not enough hands. There we go. So I'm going to have to get the grill off again in the rain, which is just marvellous. And the 14mm bolt through there, and undo the adjuster, undo all the wiring, and maybe take some photos. Let's get you in for a bit of a look at which wire's going where. This could always be useful reference material in future. That's what I caught. That's what I sparked with, and that wire seems to go up to this block on the side that I think might be the voltage regulator. We may get away with just doing the voltage regulator. I don't know. But less talk, more doing. I can't really film it because the camera... oh, well, maybe I can do it with a camera here. Let's give it a go. One thing I haven't done is check the battery. Slightly concerned there is a little damp patch where it's been sitting, so hopefully it's alright. But if I try and hold that where you can see it. No, I'm not sure I can do that and do this at the same time. Let's see. What does it reckon? Oh, that's good. 12.79. Is the voltage on the doors, so that would look like this battery has actually survived the experience. So there goes some more of my doom and gloom. It looks like I probably haven't fried the battery. Got it on cardboard just to keep it off the concrete, but yeah, we'll see how that goes. Hopefully that'll be alright. Grill off is the next step. That's going to be lovely. I just need to find all my tools. Yeah, I didn't plan this very well. I'm wearing my waterproof today, just because I knew this would be a job where I'd be sticking my bum outside while I work on the car. And that's great. That's the top half of the grill out. Then got the 11mm down the bottom. Oh, come on, Giselle, don't make me stand out in the bloody rain all day. This side. Oh, Giselle, why do you have to make everything difficult? To re-slacken off the fan belt I just got tight the other day. The access here is just hideous. I think it would be easier if you took the carburettor off first, but who the hell wants to do that? I'll just nip up the unit and whip off this alternator, I said to Miss Hub, not realising it was in the middle of a frigging storm. Quite how I'm meant to get the bolt out, I'm not entirely sure. Oh, stop it! Because the car's sat down low, the bonnet's now much lower, of course. Right, now we get the adjuster off. I'll need to photograph wires and try and work out what's what. But a yellow and a green one going to that one, and then a different green one going elsewhere. Marvellous. Yeah, it's been a good day today. My friends Jim and Sean have been over. Also Driven and Morsels and Motors are their channels respectively, and it was good to see them. Got this Picasso to play with. Had to play with a Xantia as well while they were here. It's just a multi-plug. I think that just pulls out of there, probably. Doesn't seem to want to pull out of there. That's helpful. Oh, there we go. Just pull. Eventually it will come free. There we go. Got this one on the back. It's an earth wire, and that's going to be a sodding 10mm, isn't it? I haven't got a 10mm here. Yeah, it's so hard to be motivated this time of year when the weather's this miserable. There are no car events, really. Oh, ow, that was blinding. And the roads are just horrible, muddy, covered in salt, so you don't want to get any of the nice cars out. No matter where you put the light, it's always in the wrong place, isn't it? Always. Now I should be able to get the alternator. Oh, bugger off. Out, I can't get the alternator out. Why can't I get the alternator out? What? Oh, don't tell me you've got to take the front of the car off. Yeah, so here is the alternator. Now entirely free, but the pulley goes under this panel right at the front. There is not room to move it back enough, and you can't anyway because the mounting bracket and things are in the way. So it looks like the only way to replace the alternator is to take the entire front end off the vehicle, which, as entire front ends go, isn't that bad, but would involve removing the headlamps and then this entire front panel. I'm not doing that. I'm not doing that unless I really, really have to. What a stupid design. We are back for a second go at getting the alternator out of this sodding Citroen GSA. It is a complete faff. But my friend Anthony helpfully said, well, actually a couple of people said, I think Citroen Mech as well, also messaged to say it is possible to get the alternator out without removing the front panel. Now, it must be said, my friend Anthony sent me a video helpfully showing me how easy this job was, and by the end of it he looked like he'd lost a fist fight with Edward Scissorhands. So I think gloves may well be necessary. I don't know where I'll put them, I'll find them, and we'll have a go at wrestling this thing out. So the access is terrible, as you can see. The alternator is here, and you can see it from above, but the belt pulley is in this area here, which you can't see. So trying to get down behind the fan here is going to be difficult. I did consider taking the fan off, but it's a massive nut, and it didn't really seem to want to move. So I decided to just keep wrestling away and to try and get it out. Eventually I did start getting some sort of progress. I'm going to voice over this though, because the sound went, because Hubnut, it all went horribly wrong. But I kept wrestling away, and eventually I got the thing out. And there it is, the Paris-Rhone or Paris-Rhone alternator is out, but it sounds very tired. So there is a company in Llanelli that can apparently rebuild alternators, and I like the idea of that, reuse rather than just throw it all away, especially as Chevronix does list an alternator for a Citroen GSA, but it's £225, and that is money I just do not have at the moment. Because of the financial situation, I'm probably going to be sawing a few cars in the UK. That means you take them off the road, so you're not having to pay vehicle excise duty, which we can do here on a monthly basis, and that's what I tend to do. It costs a bit more to do it by that way, but it's a direct debit every month. You only pay for the month you use the car. So Giselle, I might as well take off the road for March, because I don't know how long this is going to take, and I can always re-tax her if necessary. Bella the Bolingo is coming off the road because she's got running issues, and at the moment we have a Citroen Zara Picasso. This is past the Picasso. The 500,000 mile Picasso has joined the fleet temporarily. There will be a full video coming on that. This is just turning into a bit of a state of the fleet address. Ellie and Miss Daisy, best kept off the road because there's so much salt around at the moment, so I think I will take them off the road and untax those as well. Poor Ellie was not on the road very long, but there's so much salt around, it's just really, really bad times, it's really grim. And we've got Betty and Shemmy at home, of course, so we've got enough cars on the road. And in truth, it is that vehicle tax situation which is becoming the most problematic. Shemmy is only £30 a year, but GSA, Ellie and Miss Daisy, they're £15.75 each per month. So that's starting to add up, and that's before you've factored in the Berlingo, which is more expensive to tax, and Betty. So yeah, it's all grim times. I can't really get Betty in here, so Betty stays on the road as default. But yeah, hugely frustrating, but there we go, we got the alternator out, and then had a load of sound issues as well. So just great people, just great. It's easy, this YouTube lark, honest. So that's where I'm going to end it. We'll see about replacing or rebuilding this alternator in time. But yeah, most things are off the road because it's just still winter. Yes, that's what it is. So yeah, more coming soon. There will be videos on the Pasta Picasso. I've got a video coming on a lovely Citroen Xantia. I've still got a Toyota Land Cruiser that belonged to the same owner as the Hilux Surf you saw recently. And I'm thinking about doing another video about Route Masters, just because I'm still buzzing from that day. Amazing. Do go and check out the video of me driving the Route Master if you haven't already. And the follow-up video where we explored what Pete and his bus, what his YouTube channel is all about. Included a motor compo and a little grey Fergie. So amazing day. So yeah, still buzzing about that. But yeah, that's where we are. So don't forget, you can head to the Hubnut store if you want to buy lovely merchandise. These beanies are deliciously warm. Also have a nice range of hoodies featuring most of the cars now. Need to get some Miss Daisy merch really, but we'll wait till she comes out. And yeah, I look forward to seeing you in a future video. Farewell. Because French.